Everybody, and welcome back for some more 7 days today. I've done a bit of rearrangement so that things are a bit more organized. I've built a few more crates, boxes, whatever you want to call them since last time. I've equipped myself with a crossbow because I need to for one of my missions. And I've got this lovely box of wooden cubes and cobblestone cubes that I can take to the new base location and start building something. Which I'm really excited about, actually. I am very much looking forward to building something fancy. I did want to check something, though. I think these wooden cubes aren't able to be picked up. Which is slightly problematic for what I want to do. Because I want to use something to... Oh, that's not right. I wanted to use something to map out the rough layout of things. Yeah, Stephen, is that new YouTube thing a language strictness that will actually help with that side of things? Or is it just more of a really strict language thing? I wasn't sure, so I didn't enable it. But... yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. How is everybody this morning? I decided to start early because I was up early and figured why not? Where's the... That's right, it's in settings. I can try it. Well, let's if you guys run into issues with the increased strictness thing, I'm just going to see if it reduces the number of bots. If we don't get bots today, then it's helping for the bots. If we do get bots today, then it's not. And if you guys get blocked in any weird ways, let me know on Discord or something so that I can get some idea about whether this thing is going to be bad or good. But it is enabled now. So yeah, let me know. It should prevent special characters and I think emojis and usernames. Okay. Yeah, I can't pick these up. So these wooden blocks are not going to be particularly useful to me. I need to make some frames up. I should have enough nails to do so. But I might need to go grab some timber to make enough blocks to make this useful. Frame shapes. Table saw. We got no bots for like one stream that was at a different time of day, but I thought we still got bots for the 7 Days to Die stream, or am I misremembering? I'm not sure. Either way, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed it does actually work. And hopefully these ones are able to be picked up. I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah, okay. So these are what I need for laying out my design of my new base. Trying to get an idea of scale and things before I put down difficult to remove blocks like the cobblestone. Oh, that's right. It's that day of the year in the US when so many dogs are upset. Well, hopefully everyone's dogs are not too upset by that tonight. Yeah, alright. Well, it's 3 AM. So I'll keep trying to make a few more frame shapes. 38 should be enough for me to kind of lay out the corners of buildings and get a rough idea of where they're going to be, so that then I can work out where I need to put the walls at to protect the whole area. My plan for this new base is build up start building up the buildings, establishing where I can put all of the equipment that's on the roof of this base. And then once I've done that, move things across, but keep using this base as my horde base until I've got the walls established at the new one. So until I got something kind of secure. And if you're wondering why this is still on, it's because I'm making charcoal for the water. I'm still annoyingly in a position where I need to make a whole bunch of glue and stuff. I used up a fair bit of what I had in order to make another bow, which I've stored for the time being while I use the crossbow to get my 100 crossbow kills. Ah yes, may the flooding not affect me. And may gravity be kind. Yes. The flooding is affecting places very nearby me. Uh-oh. He's already detected me. Okay, that was a miss. Seriously? Oh! That felt good. Those two misses. I was coming down here because I thought I'd collect some more timber. Rather than wasting my day doing that. Yeah, there was seriously heavy rain yesterday, and it's continued overnight. One of the lagoons near where I live actually filled up enough that the place that Capac and I used to share, it was partially flooded, that house that we used to live in. The highest the water had ever gotten there was just lapping at the steps of the little front porch near the front door. But it had gotten up to the steps and I think almost into the house proper. At least underneath the house. So glad that didn't happen while we lived there. Even though it was rental, so not such a big deal for us, but still, not nice to have your house stinky. Ark did not get me crossbowing. The thing that got me crossbowing is this quest. Archery training. I gotta kill 115 zombies using the iron crossbow. Wait, this does say iron crossbow, right? Yeah. Hey! Whoa! Moist robot! Holy moly! That's insanity! Was that an accident? That seems like it might have been an accident. Was that meant to be 500? I glanced across and read it as 50. Was that meant to be that much? Wow. Thank you very, very, very much. I'm glad you liked Barotrauma so much. I'm glad that Capac and Pav liked Barotrauma that much, because although it was pretty rough the first times that no accident. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Yeah, I'm so glad that Capac actually enjoyed Barotrauma, because I really enjoyed... I was able to, I think, see the potential of Barotrauma more than Capac was the first couple of times we played it. And I'm really glad that this time round he was able to enjoy it enough to see it a bit himself. I think we kind of, playing it two-player and not realizing that we needed to use NPCs and stuff for the first times made it a lot harder than it needed to be. So I think it's going to go a lot better. Pav's excited enough about the game that he was actually playing it a lot on the weekend and has designed his own submarine, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, I kind of like the idea that with Barotrauma we're going to learn stuff as we go along, because part of the fun of a game like that, given its session-based thing, like, you're supposed to fail and go back, fail and go back, fail and go back, is that we're going to get the chance to learn that way and it not feel like we're getting set back ages and ages and ages and ages. So I'm looking forward to learning that way. And chat has been amazing with the tips they're giving to stop us from getting too frustrated, while equally not giving away stuff that's gonna get us killed. It's been really good. I should make a new axe before I go, and then head out. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having another crack at it this Friday. Capac has given up on Ark. I haven't. Neither has Pav. We just got to work out when we might be able to actually play some of it. But Fridays, you'll probably only see one more Friday stream that is Ark. But there may be streams other time during the week where I do some building stuff and I do some solo stuff and that sort of thing. Oh, yes. And apologies to everyone for us repeatedly calling the ballast tank the bilge tank. But it might slightly now become a deliberate thing we do. Because I've been told that I did it wrong. Now I might do it on purpose. Alright. Cool. Let's get out of here. Wait, did I? Thought I made more crossbow bolts. No, Kevin. No plans on that front. Though, speaking of new players joining Capac and I for shenanigans... No, don't roll down the hill while I'm in the menu. It's really not helpful. There are spikes down there. Speaking of new players joining us for shenanigans, Capac and I today are going to be playing, after this stream, I'll go over to Twitch, and we're going to be playing some... Come on, brain. Dune Spice Wars, which on my end will actually be sponsored, but we were going to do this anyway, so it was kind of really convenient that they offered to sponsor it. We're going to be playing 1v1 v1 VAI with TFE. Some of you might have noticed the final event, 97, as a username frequently during the Wrong Way Up series. I've left without my extra fuel. Also during Scavenger Hunt. So he's actually going to be joining us and playing against us, which should be fun, because we did a trial match with the three of us, and Capac whooped us both. So it could get interesting. And I'm really looking forward to that. Fuel. No, that one. Don't need an extra tire. And one of the downsides of building a whole base from scratch, I reckon, is that it's really easy to end up spending so much time building the new base that I miss out on a lot of the time that I would normally spend during the week doing other stuff to get me further progressed. I think it's gotta be done. Yeah, we will 100% do I will do a prediction at the start of the stream today to see who people think will win. I might even leave the prediction going for a long while so people can join in as we go along. Plans for tonight are head over to the new base location and start laying out a bit of a plan of what I want to build there. As I've mentioned before, I'd like to build mostly at ground level and build walls and potentially trenches around the base to give me a more comfortable base to exist in. Something that feels a bit more like a home. I also want to see if I can make that a feasible thing to do, because 7 Days to Die is actually kind of fun to build in. I just wish they would make it so that... I wish that they'd, the game had headed down a path where that was the intended thing to do. Like, if they'd gone a bit more Night of the Dead style, with extra traps being added, extra ways to protect your base, kind of promoting the build your own base tower defense thing, I think that would have made 7 Days my game. Like, an awesome game for me. If you don't mind watching it as a VOD, the VODs will always be put up here on the Flipsy channel. So that'll always be a thing. But yeah, so particularly as this is a sponsored stream, it will be on Twitch. It has integrations with some of the stuff from Daredrop, who's one of the sponsors, so it's a bit easier that way. Plus, it means Capac and I can squad stream and we can run the predictions. There are a few little features that, particularly for a PvP stream setup, I think will work nicely, that sadly can't be done here on YouTube. Yet. YouTube seems to be slowly, but at least gradually, picking up on nice features from Twitch. While still having Discovery that is 1,000 times better than Twitch. Yeah, still gotta fix that back wall. He'll be fine. It's day 25. I've still got... It's like 4 whole days before the Horde Night. So I've got plenty of time to fix that up. Plus I've got 500 cobblestone blocks, so I can quickly patch that thing up. So with the base design I've got in mind, I was kind of thinking of a little compound of buildings. So not just one big building with like a barn below and roof on, like a house up top. I was thinking of a house and then a barn / workshop, and then I can always add smaller buildings later for different things, like adding a little garden shed for the farming stuff. Little bits like having little buildings around as well as the 2 larger buildings. Because I just like the idea of doing that in a little bit. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to see what I can do in terms of making that feel a little bit like your stereotypical English farmhouse. How does 7 Days rank in my list of top games? In terms of games played, 7 Days is like 3rd or 4th by hours. You got Space Engineers, which is miles ahead at 4,500. Then you've got Rocket League, which is my 2nd most played game, at like 1,200 hours. And I think this is 3rd at just over 1,000. And then, but if you combined the Civilization games, I think they would outdo every other game I've ever played. If you combine Civ 1, Civ 2, Civ 3, Civ 4, Civ 5, and Civ 6, all of which I played at least 500 hours of, yeah, it adds up quick. I don't think I will do rooftop catwalks, actually. Okay, that's not going to get hit. Unless I can think of a way to do the catwalks so they look nice, I wasn't planning on using catwalks. Which I know may be a flaw in general safety design, but... Oh, got the chicken. But I think it's the right call anyway. Also, you may notice that I'm carrying my hunting knife. Rather than put a high a relatively high quality, high durability hunting knife straight into my kitchen bench thing, I decided I would stab a few things in the face with it and get some skills out of it first, and when it's got low durability, I'll put it in the thing. Because I don't think the durability wears out at the kitchen bench the same way it does normally. Oh. Nope, no, that chicken stopped. Oh, got it. Okay, maybe I don't hate the crossbow. I hate the crossbow's reload rate. I'll tell you that much. Hmm. Yes, Charlie, that's because you unlatched the door that the door just did that. Oh. Really gotta stop parking my bike right next to things I'm about to shank with a knife. Oh. Yeah. Oh man. Sid Meier's Pirates. I never played the original Pirates. I played the 3D remake of it, and I had so much fun with that game. Kind of always wished I could have co-opted it with Capac. Especially doing like the dancing bits and competing over the girl. I think that would have been quite priceless. Someone remind Splitsy if that's his plan before the knife breaks. Yeah. Whoa! Ah! Ow. Stabby, stabby. Oh, missed. Yeah. No, let me get the rabbit. Yeah, I think the reason I tended to avoid crossbows in 7 Days to Die is the reload rate is abysmal. So if you miss, you're in trouble. The crossbow seems to be a great hunting weapon, though. Because hitting small things like rabbits... where'd that rabbit go? Hitting small things like rabbits seems to be a lot more doable with how flat the bolt travels. I got the feeling that the 3D remake of Sid Meier's Pirates was pretty much all the same game mechanics, just made pretty and made more modern and 3D. Much like the remake of The Settlers 2 was all the same mechanics, all the same underlying gameplay, but with 3D graphics, which I think for games of that era is such a good way to remake it. Because the reason we remember these games is the gameplay is solid. Might not entirely match up to modern sensibilities, but it's solid gameplay, so why mess with a formula that works? Just make it look modern and make it run on modern systems, make it play nicely with that stuff. Yeah, Nuclear Tree Rat. I think I've got a few games like that where I've lost the proper original discs. Where's this well? There it is. That rabbit scared of that zombie? Oh, missed. I think the crossbow's not auto-reloading either. Got it! I half expect Splitsy to drive through a tree and straight into a hidden bear. Yeah, I can see that happening. Go away. Now, let me fill up my jars that I brought with me this time, because I actually remembered. So, I feel like this is a decent enough spot for a new home. Use my ready-made well as my kind of centerpiece. And build my house near it. My barn off to one side. That sort of thing. Got plenty of trees around here. In terms of spacing, I want to leave enough space that it looks nice. Which means this place is going to be bigger than it should be. Which will make defending it interesting. Which is kind of the point. Because in the last series, I kind of got to a point... It took me a while, but I did get to a point where the Horde Knights were kind of no big deal because of how I'd set up my defenses. Yeah, courtyard with a well, exactly. So what I'm thinking of is... I'm going to raise the house up by 1 block. Largely so that it can transition nicely to the terrain while still having stuff at it. And I think it just works nicer in 7 Days to Die if you build up. It also means that if I want to build a basement, what I can do is have the basement walls in 1 block there. And that way the weird voxel corner bit will be hidden under a set of stairs that are right here. Now if I change that shape to a stair of sorts. Okay, that's a lot of shapes. Stair, sure. There we go, we'll go with those. I will do these differently, but I'm just trying to lay out the rough feel of the place first. Oops, I want copy shape. Yeah, and a hidden mine entrance in the basement as well. That's exactly the plan. Yeah, that's ultimately Nuclear Triad. That's what I'd like to do, is go Roman, as you say, and have a deep trench with plenty of spikes and things to kill the zombies in that they'll fall into. So I was thinking like this would be kind of the entry porch area that'll be covered. And I'm going to need these frame shapes for scaffolding as I build anyway, because you can't jump build in Ravenhearst. And then we'll have the door on this wall here. So doorway inside there. And then I could make this like a 2-story house. With kitchen and living area, and I can do all that decorative stuff that I really enjoy doing. Get a little bit of my Sims on. Make things all pretty. And I forgot to eat before I left. Good job, Splitsy. But I'm just trying to think what I would do with the wall. And have I left enough room to play around with a few things if I need to branch out a bit? I think I kind of have. So if we go and bring this along to, say, don't need to go too big. Just big enough that I've got enough cubes to mess with. And I probably won't go this big initially. I'm just trying to map out how big I want to go eventually. Have I considered making Rocket League videos? I have actually made a couple in the distant past. And yeah, I don't think I'll be making any more. I think that's realistically about how wide it needs to be. Which is pretty huge. Oh. Can't miss up the opportunity to snag a deer. That's a disease, greeblitis. Yes, I am well afflicted with greeblitis. Or greebilosis. 35 bones. That's more glue. That's good. Maybe I should be going more of the ranch style house with a nice big veranda on it or something. We'll stick with this idea for now. Can always put a little veranda thing on the side here if I want to. Eisen, this material is what I would call particle board. Or chipboard. It's not MDF, which is made of like tiny little particles and resin. It's more really resin slash some sort of adhesive and compressed offcuts of timber. There's a moat full of salties. Or if you could see. Oh, let's go stab a wandering horde for some nice skill, shall we? No, don't hit my bike! You a jerk. Come on. Come on. Time for some stabbing. Stab. And stab. And stab. And stab. And nope, missed you. Stab. Surely I'll have bled one or two of them. And stab. And stab. Power stab. MDF looks very different to particle board. Like, functionally similar ideas, but looks very different, because MDF has the very uniform texture. Also, from what I understand, potentially carcinogenic if you inhale the particles of it. Yes, and you get a stab, and you get a stab, and another 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 stab. And there's a tree behind. Nope, that's my house behind me. Wow, they just really don't want to die. Uh-huh. The Rocket League videos were a useful learning experience. Like, I made them back when 500 views would have been a lot. they didn't get many views at the time. But it just ended up not being a game that I figured I could tell a story in. And I very much, with my videos, like to tell a story wherever I can. That's kind of what got me into this, is doing something where I get to tell a story in my own way. Alright. So if we imagine that... Oh, actually... Which way would we have the main entry? Maybe I should have it coming from the north. Because that's where the desert's at, and that's where I'll mostly be coming from. Although that's where the nearest path is, so... Actually, no, we'll come from this way, yeah. A lot of IKEA stuff is made of particle board or the other stuff, MDF. But there are some solid timber things, or things made of bamboo, composite bamboo. I have gotten some pieces that have solid timber. So we got a house. If you imagine like a 2-story house here, then I'm trying to decide, do we want to have the barn entry door that way or off to the side here? I'm thinking off to the side here, so then I can have like a farm, and I can maybe even put a return on the house if I decide to. I think I'll go barn over this side. Similar distance to the house away from the well. The well will be the centerpiece. So the barn needs to get like at least that sort of width away from the door. And I don't know how big those garage door things are, which is a problem. What do I think about that? I just want to check something. Where is my stabby skill up to? 14. I think that might be 6 blocks wide. Yeah, that looks about right. Similar to the gate. It might be similar to the gate. I'm not sure, though. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's an even number, not an odd number. Which means that you do want, in 7 days, often an even numbered build across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this looks big when I lay it out like this, but if you think about the size of the roof of Mo's bar, this isn't actually that huge. But obviously the advantage of this one is it'll be enclosed and a lot safer to work in overnight and things like that. So that's what I was thinking of as a barn. So we'll have a house over there, barn over here. I'll make some sort of little garden around the well, and then I can put farms off one way. Yeah, even number builds are weird, but 7 Days to Die has the necessary bits to make them work. Except for the doors. It's hard to do double doors unless there's a mod, unless part of the mod is adding better doors. Yeah, like that's a double door. So they're industrial double doors, but I don't think they're pretty double doors. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Roll-up door, 3x3, 5x4, or 7x4. They are odd. Uh-huh. Okay. That changes things. I'm glad I checked. Steel garage door, 3x2 powered. I kind of think I might go the roll-up door. The 7x4. Maybe the 5x4, actually. Yeah, the 5x4 feels more my scale. So we'll bring this in a block. I'm glad that had that listed in the description. That's really quite handy. So now that I've laid that out, I can have a bit of a think about where I would put my first outer wall. Obviously expecting to expand that later and expecting to build it up to something epic eventually. But I'm thinking, don't want to go too far out from the house initially and the planned barn. So maybe do another entry gate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With another roller door. As my main way in. And then go all the way along till... This is going to be huge. This is why I'm not going to move in straight away. Yeah, the perimeter wall should ideally be at least 2 blocks thick. Even though I've got the zombie wall damage turned down quite low. And eventually probably 3 blocks thick. Figure I may as well use this chunk of rock as a bit of wall for a time. Rocket League tutorials. I never actually thought about doing them because I never felt like I was good enough. Like, I feel like a game like Rocket League that has a professionally competitive community is possibly not something you want to... Oh. Really? Oh, it's going to be miles away anyway. If I can even see it. Which... I cannot. Yeah, if you're not at that professional level, you probably shouldn't be trying to teach people. I'll keep the wall relatively close to the house so I can build a catwalk that's hidden somewhere. So I think it does make a lot of sense to have a catwalk to go along. Let's get out there. You say that, Jean-Luc, but Jean-Guys, but yeah, Rocket League tutorials can definitely extend beyond that. Think about any sort of guide on how to play real-world football. Rocket League can have that, at least that much information. Huh, I was 1 block off from putting this in the right spot. No, Kevin, there is a setting to have the airdrops mark on your HUD, but I never play with that setting on. But I've been marking them when I find them to pick them up later. Alright. So my thought was, other than some support pillars, the internal buildings could be mostly built out of wood, of which I've got plenty of blocks, with the walls primarily being made out of cobble. For now, obviously. With the intent to upgrade them to concrete when I have the materials for it. This is going to be like those people who build their own wacky houses. It costs way more than they think and takes way longer. Yes! I estimate this will take X amount of time and cost Y amount of dollars, and it will cost X squared and Y squared. That's pretty much how it goes, isn't it? Does anyone have any criticisms of what I have laid out? Other than, you sure that isn't too big? Because my response to that is, no, I'm not sure, but I'm doing it anyway. I did not bring any food and drink with me, which means I'm going to have to leave and go back home soon. I did, however, collect a decent amount of meat on my journey here, so that's, you know, bonus. Well, so the reason when I played with Capac that we didn't put airdrops on the map is that wasn't even an option for a long, long time. But if they were marked on the map, he wouldn't chase after them. Why bother chasing them when you know exactly where they are and you can pick them up at your leisure? The fact that the airdrop, for you to get it and to know where it is, you have to interrupt whatever you're doing at the time. I think that's part of the challenge of them. Ow! Jerk. Also, real jerk, your foot's in the way of my wall. I probably won't keep the trees that are here, but I'm going to plant new trees inside. That's my plan, anyway. Is your body gone? Yes. I don't think you can drag the zombie ragdolls. You can't interact with them really in any meaningful way. It's the most evil of zombie plans. How dare they stop me from placing blocks? It's rude. Something that's going to be annoying. Without an active bedroll here, zombies are going to spawn inside this wall that I lay out. How high are the walls? I think 4 blocks high is about right. Any higher and it makes it hard to hit the ones that are below you. Any lower and it makes it risky because they can actually potentially jump up to you with relative ease. 4 or 5 seems to be my sweet spot for how I tend to play this. I'm sure others have other opinions, but yeah, that's kind of my sweet spot. One of the things I'm doing right now is by placing these down in a single layer the whole way around, we'll have an idea of how many blocks are going to be required to make this 4 blocks high. Because I don't think the 500 is going to be enough, which means going back to the trader and doing more missions and hoping we pick up another bunch of blocks. Because I could either do that, or I can go mine and dig dirt for a whole stream. I think we all know which one of those things is more fun. It's the loot box, of course. Loot boxes are always fun. Though this is an unpaid one, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, Gruz, I'm setting up my new location and making facetious remarks about loot boxes. And almost running out of water and food, and we'll have to run back soon. Yeah, but Kevin, to crank out the cobble, I need to do the digging. So, I'm gonna have to do the digging eventually, I reckon. Although, now that I say that, there is the option of digging a trench around this sooner rather than later and using those materials to make the cobble to make more wall. So it is kind of something I could... Oh yeah, and I should probably make a note of... make a point of collecting the stuff from POIs that have the bags of cobble. So I just used up almost 250 cobblestone blocks to make that wall. Which means I need a full extra stack just to do a single thick wall, 4 blocks high the whole way around the base. My plan for an emergency alternate entrance is a ladder that I jump to. Maybe eventually I'll do that. I might as well place the rest of these while I'm here. Although my food is down to 16, so I probably maybe don't want to. I'm glad I got tons of those wooden blocks so that I can build the barn and stuff out of wooden blocks to begin with. So I figure build the wall, build the barn, move, build the house. So I can sleep in the barn, but I can't produce stuff in the house. Although the house will eventually have the proper kitchen and stuff in it. Yeah. Fuel critical. No, don't start calling it Fort Capac already. Fort Capacs are doomed. Doomed, I tell you. I'm going to need so much paint to make this thing look nice. No! I placed a block wrong. What a waste. This might be a chance to have a fort capac that bucks the trend. Oof. Graz. Those are tempting words. I don't like them. In fact, I'm going to go back with this many cobble because we're going to need those for Mo's bar. Fort Reggie. That could work. I'm going to need to speed bike back a bit. So my food is down to 13. I don't plan on eating raw meat if I can avoid it. I'm leaning towards the next layer being outside the wall that exists currently. But obviously, the more I do that, the more expensive it becomes. But equally, if I don't do that, then my living space gets smaller every time. I'm not sure. But yeah, that block could be included in the new inner layer if I do that layer on that side. Yeah, but I don't want to just build... I don't want to build a high-rise in the middle of the forest. I want to build something that's... I want to feel like when I get inside my walls, I'm in a nice, safe-looking space with plenty of room for me to just feel relaxed, at least during daylight hours. You did not see boiled meat in my inventory. You saw red meat and white meat from the rabbits and chickens that I killed on my way over here. Yeah, Game Master, that sounds like all kinds of not gonna work well. Possibly fun, though. Graz, you're a day off. But yes, this has got more snow in it than SnowRunner has so far. Uh, 7 Days to Die. Does it have a storyline? No, not really. It is survive the horde for as long as you feel you want to. There's no real story to achieve or anything like that. Which is probably why I like it. I find that survival games with a story, at least a story that's quite obvious and a little bit forced down your throat, I tend to lose interest in them once I get a reasonable bit of progression through the story. I think that's partially because sometimes the story just isn't that engaging because they've tried to split their efforts between story and survival. But maybe it's also just because if it's not open-ended, I do feel like I've finished it by finishing the storyline. You guys should have jumped in the deep, snowy end of SnowRunner. Ooh. You've seen how badly it's gone already, Gruz. I don't think we should have. It's gone. It's been messy enough as it is. I don't think going in the deep end would have been a good idea. Wally Halea, that is exactly why I don't play with meteorites and space engineers. Meteors. Sorry. they cause performance issues. It's a well-known issue that isn't publicized by Keen, obviously, but is why you really don't see content creators playing with meteors on. So something I started messing around with on the weekend, because I've been really wanting to play more of this, but I know I can't play it. Oh, that's a green dude. I know I can't play it. Is he coming after me? No. Anyway. Because I know I can't play this when I'm not on stream, and I don't like to play it out of the usual slot. I picked up Vintage Story, which is kind of a Minecraft remake with a lot of the elements of the Terra Firma Craft mod, but without the pain of having to set up Minecraft with that mod. But yeah, I was really, really wanting to play this, so it's a game that I've meant to take a look at for a long time. But so far, the survival mechanics are very much scratching the Ravenhearst itch that when I get it, when I'm not able to play more of it. No, stone mining will not produce the same amount of voxel modifications, because you'll tend not to mine as much stone as you would cover an area with tiny little voxel changes that meteors do. It's rare that a player will do as much, and also it won't do as much over such a large area. Talking meteors in Space Engineers. But yeah, the admin tools restore voxels thing, I still haven't seen that work. I'm sure it does, but I'm not sure the conditions that are required to make it work. Kevin, the plan around that had been if I convinced Capac to play another series of 7 Days to Die, because I think exploring a world that had been slightly modified with Capac rather than on stream solo would have a lot more interest to it. Sharing that discovery with him would be more fun for me, and probably more fun for him and the audience as well. Whereas in a solo environment like this, I think it'd lack a little something. No, that's not what I'm saying, Wally. Not at all. Basically, meteors cause performance problems. Much more so than any other voxel modifications do, and it's just a fact of life with Space Engineers. I'm not sure exactly what it is about them that does it, whether it's the larger spread of area that they hit, whether it's the fact that they change voxels by putting down little bits of whatever they're dropping in their crater. What it is, but they cause problems, and that's why Keen had to try and introduce the voxel cleanup thing. But I've never seen the voxel cleanup work properly. If you manage to drill a huge area, that will also cause performance problems. It's a lot more noticeable when the meteors do it, because you're not the one doing the modifications. It's just happening. It's not as bad as it once was, but it's still a thing, and it's especially going to be noticeable on lower end systems, of course. I've designing capac traps. Yeah. I do also hope we'll eventually be able to do something like that. It's an idea I've had for a long time that I'd really like to try and execute and see if I can do it well. But yeah, we'll definitely have to wait until I have a certainty of Capac joining in us in a recorded series. Right, let's try this. First of all, let's take the modification out just because I'm worried something will go funny with this. Let's put a knife up there. Sliced red meat. That takes a long time. Do I actually have any recipes of things I can cook? With that? Chili dog. Raw red meat, can of chili, cornbread. Nope. I don't actually have any of the stews anyway. Well. Alright, we'll fiddle with that later. I'm not sure what I need to do with that. What to eat? What to eat? More omelettes. Let's eat some lamb cuts. Why not? And eat a whole chicken. And I forgot to eat the tea first. Like a fool. I think you get a slight increase in yield if you drink the tea first. It's too busy thinking about what I was talking about. Yeah, Zoriel, Capac and I were working on Light Echoes. It's kind of hard to pin him down to consistently show up for a recording every week. And until that happens, I'm kind of disinclined to do all the work myself. To be honest. In a somewhat brutal fashion. Right. Capac and I played Valheim when it was newish. The VODs would be on this channel somewhere. Surely. Yeah, they are. They are. Definitely. Kind of did everything in the... Again, survival game with a story / expansion path. And then stopped there. Because we kind of, yeah, did what we could. I'd like to do it again, potentially, but do it with more of a let's build a cool base style of approach. So the times when we go out to explore are actually more about collecting particular materials to upgrade our base rather than what do we need to do to beat this boss, and just focusing on that progression side of things. Because I feel like Valheim is sort of ruined by how it pushes you to focus on progression. And that would be a better game if it didn't. At least it'd be a better game for me. Oh, that rain got loud. Like, I reckon I'd have much more fun with something like Valheim if it just was a bit more open-ended. If it didn't have such clear gating of, you must beat this boss to get this thing, you must beat this next boss to get this thing. It's a system that works, but it's also a system that I feel puts a time limit on the way certain people like myself are going to play. And I guess I'm probably not the most common player when it comes to how I tend to progress. I'm, as noted by me playing Ravenhearst, quite happy to have a slower progression path. But I do like a more flexible progression path when it can be made that way. Something that gives me a feeling of agency over it, even if I don't really have one. Yeah, as in, I think part of the problem with Valheim was my approach to it, because I was learning the game with Capac, and he doesn't wait. Like, he'll never wait around for me to build something, me to take my time, which is part of his problem with Ark. He rushed it. Like, I was trying to... That first stream, I was trying to slow him down and be like, let's build a base, let's build this. And he's like, no, I want to get this sigil, I want to get this thing, I want to get this, I want to... And so he never really learnt how broken the game is in a way before getting annoyed at it. It was like a hyperactive toddler. Because always going forward because can't revive and reverse. Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things he said about Ark was that it kept showing him things that he thought could be awesome, but ended up disappointing. And I think that kept happening because he never stuck with anything long enough to work out the quirks. And how it could be awesome, he just got frustrated and moved on to the next thing, which then frustrated him again, then moved on to the next thing, which frustrated him again, then moved on to the next thing, which frustrated him again. And the thing that he enjoyed the most was when Nev took us on that cave looting tour using well-trained, established tames, which he only would have gotten to if he'd spent the time to learn how to do that. Yeah, Kevin, that was Capac in Ark. It's Capac in most games where there's a progression gating that involves exploration. He's his own worst enemy. I actually do need to get some iron. That's why I'm down here collecting some. Figured the time of day that it was already, I wasn't going to be able to go out and do any looting, so may as well come down and get it stuff. I think I disagree with you a bit there, Jex. I don't like the way Valheim is gated, but I will agree that some aspects of progression in Valheim are good. Especially the food for a game like Valheim. The way that it encourages you to make better food is really quite clever. And I think in a game like 7 Days to Die, in Space Engineers with a food mod, there are some really good lessons that could be learned from that approach. I don't think the 0 penalty for having no food would work in a true survival game. But the idea that better foods give you better buffs is absolutely something more games could take on. So, like, if you imagine a game where you can satisfy your hunger meter with basically any food. So you're not punished if you just want to keep sticking to the basic foods. But if you go and make some food that requires a whole bunch of different components, you can fill your hunger bar and get yourself extra hit points. Basically, the wellness system in 7 Days to Die. So you eat better foods, you get better wellness, you get better hit points, you get better stamina, all this sort of stuff. Systems that mean that food is more of a... What the heck? I just blocked my placement then. Oh, a dead light. Systems that make food interesting and something you choose to engage with rather than something you have to engage with. Certainly preferable in my book. I don't think Capac likes anything like Red Bull or V or those sorts of things. I think you could probably get him to drink the caffeinated Mountain Dew that's available in the US, but is not available for sale in Australia. I think because... I'm not 100% sure, but I think part of the reason that the caffeinated Mountain Dew isn't available here is because in Australia, there's some rules around caffeinated drinks needing to be brown or having certain labeling on them if they aren't brown. Yeah, Jax, I can totally appreciate there are plenty of gamers out there who like a clearly gated system that they can look at, immediately know what they need to do, and go with it from there. All right, I need to leave that one hole in the wall so I can put spikes in there again. Well, coffee and tea contain caffeine and are brown. Coca-Cola contains caffeine and is brown. What the food rules are about there is preventing companies from hiding caffeine in something to make it more, I don't know, addictive or something. Not 100% sure why they did it, but that's my theory. It's my best understanding anyway. Yeah, having a little bit of extra carrying capacity in a game. Oh, that's right. I need to actually repair this pick if I'm going to go back. Oh, let's just do some shoveling. No, let's rip it. Ow, let's walk on spikes and hurt myself. In a moment of indecision. Repair. Hey, that stayed above 200. Nice. Counter logics. Oh, it might specify cold drinks. It's not a rule that I've specifically looked into, but it's one Capax brought up, and he's usually pretty on the point with that stuff when we've talked about these things. So I just kind of took him at his word. Pretty sure it is true, though. Australia has plenty of food safety laws like that to prevent exploitative behaviors related to hidden things like caffeine. Yeah, Stormborn, when I played some Valheim on my own, that was exactly how I played it. I was building something cool, and it was only when I wanted to build something that I couldn't build that I went, oh, I should probably go and see what I can do about the next boss. As a side note, my relevant criticism as a content creator still is accurate about Valheim, which is iron mining sucks. It's dark, like incredibly dark. It's dismal, it's dank, and it's boring. Which is unfortunate because it's such a big thing you need to do. But yeah, I do want to play Valheim again. I don't know how to do so without Capac being Capac too much. But I do think I'd enjoy playing it with him more than playing it solo. Though who knows? I've been starting to play more games with more people in the last few months, so maybe I'll find someone I can play with instead of him, who won't go do that. I can still have fun with, but will actually let me build, and will build alongside me. Actually, I think Valheim iron mining is best done by cheesing it. Cheating stacks into a save that you then replace and keep transferring massive stacks of it across with your character. Yeah. I very much enjoy playing games with Capac, which is kind of why I haven't tried to play with too many other people. I give him a lot of grief, but I actually do like the guy. I'm not surprised by that, Jax. Challenge for us two would be finding time we can actually play together. Oh, Jax, you missed out on last week. I did another bit of a Discord stream of sorts. Making more significant progress on my Lego area, which is coming along very nicely. I think I've got a lighting setup that I'm happy with. I've just got to now move, and I've remodeled my desk on that sort of stream-ish thing. It wasn't really a stream, it was just me talking on Discord voice chat with my camera active and mucking around. Caught in a bad bromance. Something like that. Freddy, Capac and I 100% want to play Grounded. We're waiting for the September release to play it again. We have already played it. The videos are here on this channel. of the previous times we played it. But we want the story to be complete to be able to really enjoy that one. And maybe if I manage to slow Capac down enough in Grounded to actually build a place, maybe then I'll feel confident about Valheim. I would advise hard mode. Why is that? What's the advantage of hard? What's the difference of hard mode versus regular in Grounded? Yep, I am aware about Raft as well. As soon as the news came out, Nabarine had messaged myself and Capac about it. Challenge is finding a time with the four of us. Well, yes, I did keep walking off screen. That is true, Eisen. How much clay have I collected? But yes, Nabs played a lot of Raft, and so if I'm going to play it through completely, I would like to do it together. She was very good at helping us avoid some of the more frustrating experiences. The mobs are harder, so Capac has got no choice but to progress instead of rushing ahead. So I can kind of, if I don't feel we're prepared, I can just let him wander off and he'll just die and have to come back. That's half the problem. He wanders off and I'm like, well, I've got to follow him because he won't tell me what's happening, so I don't get to experience it unless I follow him. I'm going to need heaps more cobble. What else do I need to do tonight? In the morning, I'm going to go and do this tier 2 clear quest. I should probably take a couple of boxes there, because... Oh, it's across the road from the Shotgun's Messiah. I can't remember what that building was. Oh, it was a house. It was a house. But yeah, I should probably take a couple of boxes with me to put down on the road. And a personal crafting table. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else I need tonight, is there? Void Train, when I read the description and the Steam reviews, didn't grab me. That doesn't mean that it wouldn't if I played it. It's just based on what I read, I was like, yeah, there are things I'd rather play than it. No, Capac quite enjoys Raft. He quite enjoyed it when we played it, or at least he said he did. We played a moderate amount of Raft. I always wanted to play Stardew Valley with Capac, but have never managed to get that to happen. Farming Sim is something we plan to do a recorded and edited series with, because there's a lot of downtime in Farming Sim where our plan is to do it sort of a bit like a podcast, where we're doing a lot more talking than we are playing games. Just to try something different. See how that approach of game works for us. And recording and making content. That's something we've talked about doing. Particularly with Capac's knack for finding odd things to talk about. As for Zomboid and Ow! No, bad choice. Ooh. Probably should have switched to my pistol somewhere there. Because now I get to be fatigued for an hour and 40 minutes, which is not what I want when I'm going to be clearing out a building. So yeah, Scrap Mechanic, Zomboid. Scrap Mechanic's another game waiting for it to actually get some progress on it because we played it as far as we both wanted to. Oh yeah, I might have some vitamins actually. I don't think I ate them all last time I got them because I remembered that. Maybe. But last time I had fatigue, I didn't have any, so I couldn't do anything about it. I'll have to check. Did I just stab him with an arrow? No, I shot him with a crossbow bolt in the face, which put him on the ground, and then I pulled out my knife and stabbed him in the face. No, Freddy, we can't. To be honest, no. The Space Engineer stuff comes out as fast as it can. Any faster, and I tend to be able to do it faster for maybe a month, and then I get really sick of it because I played too much of it. Yeah, Silver Comet. Scavenger Hunt has been so much fun, and the amount of work that Eisen and TFE have put into it to make it as special for Capac and I is something I'm really grateful for. Because it is a really cool thing to experience. It's been so long since I played Space Engineers where it felt like I was playing a scenario to the quality of Escape from Mars, and I'm really glad to be able to. And speak of TFE. I feel incredibly privileged to be able to do something like that. Because it is definitely not something that most people would be able to do. Yeah, I like playing Empyrean. Empyrean is one of the games I am considering for the supporter server after the Arc server gets retired. Because my plan with that supporter server was always to change up the game every couple of months, regardless of other things, so that it kept it fresh. And Empyrean, unlike Space Engineers, runs servers pretty well. Yes, indeed. And unlike Escape from Mars, I don't need to send in Capac first because I know what happens because I watched Wasted play it. I do not have any vitamins. All right. I think I might put the limestone... Wait, so that's concrete as well, isn't it? Cement, yeah. Put this in my building crate. Hey, Moosey. Where am I putting all these things? Alright, if I'm going to go looting, I don't need to carry that, or that, or that. Or those, or that. But I did say I was going to make a container or two and another crafting bench. I need more sticks. Still need more sticks. Make that. My axe is at good strength, so I don't need to worry about that side of things. Let's go grab a couple of hinges. Make a box. Oh, nails. I need to make more nails. I don't think I need to put more clay in that forge. Not for a little while anyway. Swap that out, pop some nail mold in. There we go, make some nails. 1 second, everybody. I'm going to quickly grab some more water. Sound thirsty. Something about the rain is making me more thirsty, not less. Oh. Yeah, I know. It's a terrible life when it's raining, Charlie. I know. Can't be outside causing a mess. You don't like being out in the rain. Sensible doggo that you sometimes are. That should do. Make a pair of storage boxes. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Kevin. Put the molds in a separate container. Yeah, let's do that. Pick up those. Pick up this. Pop down that. Put the other junky bags and stuff in it. Yeah, I like using visually different storage like this to make it easier to tell what's what, assuming there are enough storage slots in it, which the toolbox does for the number of molds that I'm likely to have. Oh, so Mad Maven, I've thought about that. I would love to play game designer for a survival game, but I was thinking about what you could do in the survival genre that hasn't really been done a lot before, which really isn't much, but it came to mind while I was playing Vintage Story over the weekend. So Vintage Story, for those of you not familiar, it's a very in-depth survival game where the intent is that you stay at a fairly primitive level. You don't really progress to high-level tech, and I think that's the whole point. It should take you a very long time to do that, so you shouldn't need to be able to progress much beyond the Iron Age. But you have to do things like stone napping. You have to carve out specific shapes from a piece of stone so that you can use it for knives, for axe heads, for whatever. But what I think that system is lacking is an ability to do those things without following a very specific pattern. Because all these survival games, if you don't know the recipe for something, then you can't do it. Can I make vitamins at all? Don't think so. If you don't know the recipe, you can't do the thing at all. Which means you can't use your real-world understanding of something to do it. Just as, like, you can't pick up a game and go, I know, a knife is shaped roughly like this, so I'll shape my thing like this, and then the game will decide how close I am to the ideal, and if I'm close, then I get a good quality knife. If I'm not close, I get a terrible quality knife. And I think some of the games that are intended to be played as art games, where you make art and sell it and do these things, there are a few games out there. I can't think of the names of them right now, but there are a few games like that. I think the tech that could be developed to make a good one of them could be a really good stepping stone for to be introduced as part of a survival game for tool crafting. Because if you have to draw out your shape of your knife, your axe head, whatever, with an ideal in mind, but it doesn't have to be ideal, and it'll still work, just not as well, then you can have a much more intuitive interface for creating tools in a survival game. And you can then expand that system to include all sorts of different ideas around tool crafting, around smithing, all that sort of stuff. And I think there's a massive potential there that would take some serious programming skill to make work, but I think there's some real potential in that concept. I could be wrong, but I think there is. And the best part about it is you could create like these portions of the game, because the way survival games work, you can create each one of these probably as a separate game and release it as a game, with the ultimate goal being to coalesce the whole lot into one combined experience later down the track. You wouldn't have to build the survival game and then add these on later. You could actually start at the other end and work backwards. Again, I'm not a programmer. I don't know how this stuff really works, but that seems to fit with what I've heard described about how best to approach this sort of stuff. So maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. But yeah, I was thinking about the whole how to design your own survival game in a way that makes it truly unique and a special experience. And that to me would be a huge part of it. If you can design a survival game that is intuitive, particularly in those early phases. And yeah, so with a setup like this, you could set up your stone napping system, then you could make it a blacksmithing system, and those could be released as Fantasy Blacksmiths Simulator or Fantasy Blacksmith Tycoon, whatever you want to call it. And just release those as parts of a game and then stack them on top of each other to create this combined game with all of your quirks of each system worked out as isolated games along the way. It'd certainly be a far better way to achieve a do-everything simulator than what we've seen from Star Citizen. I just want a good survival game to remain a survival game instead of turning into Call of Duty. Yeah. I'd also like to see more survival games with less fantasy elements. Sci-fi elements I'm weirdly better okay with, but less giant spiders. Thank you. I don't care about spiders, it's just they're such an overdone enemy. I'm like, Give me something fresh. Give me giant scorpions instead. I mean, huh. Maybe the spiders aren't the issue then. Maybe it's the fact that the games that bring out spiders have already irritated me in some other way. You bring up a good point, because I actually didn't mind the giant land crabs in Icarus. But I think that's because they had some, albeit some can argue, and I can't strongly argue against this, cheesy mechanics in the way that they dive underground. But at least it felt like different behavior. And I think, from what I understand, adding new behaviors to enemies is a lot more complex than adding a new skin. But also, the same people that are going to be working on new behaviors are also the same people who probably are going to have to spend a bit of time on bug fixing. Whereas the new creature design is predominantly the art team, and they can work very easily in parallel with the programming team. But I think more behaviors for the same skin of an enemy in a game had so much more depth than adding a new skin with the same behaviors. Thanks, Benjamin. You're trying to work in SE content. I'm glad you decided to take the plunge into YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, I think I might have eventually done all this stuff, but I definitely... If Capac hadn't come along and I hadn't felt like I needed to push him to do something creative, I probably would have taken a lot long before giving this a crack and may not have ever done as much as I did. Survival version of a game like Deep Rock. I guess that's what Icarus kind of is. No, Freddy. They can do that, but we've experienced that if we load games outside of very strict situations in SnowRunner, the game save can be impossible then to load in multiplayer. So we are not doing anything outside of what we absolutely have to do to play the game. Because SnowRunner multiplayer has been so incredibly unstable and terrible for us that we won't dare load the game outside the sessions where we're actually playing. We know that they could have loaded up their fleet stars, and we probably should have done that before we started playing. But we also know that we have broken our multiplayer saves on numerous occasions during our testing, and we didn't want to risk that happening again. It's just the game is so broken for PC crossplay for us that we just, yeah. We're having fun with the actual game, it's just the game's netcode is just bad. It's vanilla. It's part of the game. Their multiplayer netcode, since they went crossplay, from what Wasted tells me, that's when it all broke. And it may just be an Epic to Steam it's broken, not a Steam to console or console to console thing. The game itself is fun. Just the netcode is frustrating. In Icarus, you already had to suspend disbelief in regards to oxygen. Spiders was not a huge leap. Yeah. The oxygen thing was an odd choice. They certainly could have done that differently. Like, even just made the oxide... Just explained that the oxide was there to clean a filter. Like, you needed this particular mineral to clean a filter on your suit that was filtering out the stuff that was making the animals go nuts. Nope, it's broken everywhere. Crossplay is involved. Yeah, there we go. I've had plenty of comments of people saying, oh, but I play crossplay this all the time and it never breaks for us. And it's like, yeah. And you've seen 6 hours of us streaming where it's been broken. We've shown that it's broken. But yeah, to me, I just hand-waved the oxide thing in Icarus as being for... it's a purification thing for your suit filter. It allows you to clean your suit filter, and that's why it's a thing. Because that made it easy for me to just go, yep, that's fine, and move on. So I could try and enjoy the rest of the game. Oh boy. I probably shouldn't have stood up then. It is almost morning though. Man, I wish this thing would auto-reload. Come here, Dr. Lady. Come on. Yeah, stab. I stab at thee. Ow! Oof. From hell's... Ah. Okay. Didn't quite get to say that line. Oh well. Yeah, she chomp at thee. From hell's heart, she chomps at thee. And slaps. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did dumb. Let my stamina go down. Okay, let's go do this quest. Actually, let's go eat and drink, because I need to do that quickly. But I realised that before driving too far. Alright. How long are those things going to last? Yeah, I think Tricorius, it'll be worth if you found the if you found Icarus to be challenging and a bit particularly single player challenging early on. I think taking a look at it again in maybe 3-4 months time would be worth your while based on what I understand they're hoping to do with it in terms of improving the early gameplay balance and that sort of stuff and adjusting things. The devs certainly understand what they've done that might have put people off, which gives me hope that they'll do things that are going to make it a really good game or an even better game. Because I've enjoyed Icarus, but I think blindly thinking of something as an awesome game without being able to be critical of it isn't helpful. It certainly has its flaws and its issues, but I have been able to enjoy it anyway. Yeah, it's a great co-op game, and it was intended as a co-op game. It was meant to be co-op PvE, but the trouble with a co-op PvE game when you don't have any simple matchmaking, so you can meet randoms if you're someone who doesn't have friends who play it. That's a tough thing, a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people, which is very understandable. I'm carrying my boxes, aren't I? I'm not, am I? Dang it. Wasting all my morning. Thank you for the reminder, Uncle Dutch. I needed that. From what Pav explained to me of his single-player experience and what I played single-player in Icarus, it's a very different game single-player to what it is co-op, which is kind of true of a lot of survival games. Co-op survival games, you can take a lot more risks because you have a friend there to help. In single-player, you have to play things a lot more safe, and you have to just be so much more careful because things can go so much worse so quickly. I've never played Slime Rancher. I've not really even looked at it since I first heard about it. I can't even remember what style of game it really is. Eisen, I can't misquote something I haven't seen. Yep, that's gonna irk a couple of people. Yeah. I mean, Icarus has some stuff in it that could already be used as a way to soften some of the gap between solo and co-op. I personally, if I'm playing something solo, don't want it to play as, for want of a better term, easily as it would in co-op. I would want it to feel like a harder game solo. And I think if you made it too easy solo, you'd never feel the need to bring along a friend if you have one. But I think the gap was too wide for people in solo to have fun while still realizing that it is harder than it would be solo, would be co-op. The tools that they have in place already are, they can control how much of things spawn. They can control what level things spawn at. And those things could be dynamic, dependent on the number of players present in the drop. Yeah, Eisen, you sigh. True, TFE. It is harder to intentionally misquote when you haven't seen a thing. Close enough. Oh, wait, this was the bank! No! I remember the bank. Okay. Yeah, the introduction of separate solo and regular points was a smart one. to make solo a more viable playstyle. Oh. Bye-bye. Find the lack of an endgame goal gets a bit boring. Yeah, for me that very much... Oh, if I'd realized this is a bank, I should have brought... Dang it, I should have brought my lockpicks. Yeah, end game goals in survival games. Also, thanks, Ben. End game goals. End game goals are tricky. Because you've got Ark-style end game stuff where they kept adding more and more stuff to the end, but all you ended up doing was making things get weirder and weirder. But I think better than endgame goals. Well, I suppose you need endgame goals, as in what do I want out of this thing? And in Valheim, that's I want to be able to build this specific thing that until I kill this boss, I'm completely blocked from doing. Or in 7 Days to Die, Ravenhearst, I'm also blocked by not having found this item. I haven't found a whatchamacallit, crucible, so I can't make steel. So I'm going to have to keep going out and search. So there's my end game goal. That's what I'm going to be trying to do. And I want to do that because I want to build things in a particular way that look a particular way. And I think the difference between the two is not really that much. Even though it feels different. I did loot that truck before I broke it, and I got some good stuff from it. Oh, hello. I think I just woke everybody up. I wasn't sure whether it'd be worth trying to loot this place before I clear it. At least a little bit. Yeah, Mark. The time it takes to get stuff in Icarus is one of the biggest bugbears of mine as someone playing it primarily on stream. It almost became necessary to get people to play with who their role was just to collect stuff for us to use on stream because it was slow. At least when they made it so that the timer was ticking down in real time, as in even while you were offline. Once they made the timer only game time, that issue became less to me. Still an issue, obviously, but it's not as significant. Because you can come back to the same save a few times over a few weeks. And that's also partially why I thought having a bit of a break from Icarus would be a good thing, because with that mechanism introduced, while we were playing it regularly, I don't think any of us really were able to snap out of our original mindset that we developed during the beta weekends. Whereas having a bit of a break, we'll probably come back with a different mindset and be able to take advantage of that gap and be like, all right, we can take our time. Build something actually cool. We can do this thing, this thing, this thing. Where are the gaps in that glass? I do not, Freddy. Not for any particular reason other than having not found anything that I liked. I don't watch much TV, to be honest, actually. Every time I sit down to watch something that might take a long time to watch. What the? Wah! Okay, the glowing was the cop vomit that somehow missed me and hit the vine that was on the wall. Yeah, Kabak watches a lot of TV. Oh, I missed. That cop's still there. Ow! I just decapitated the cop when he was about to do his explodey thing. I feel pretty chuffed with myself for that. Holy. It's getting intense. Since I somewhat understandably found a cop in the bank, I think I'm not gonna try and loot the whole thing before I reset it and do the mission. Whew. Yeah, well, that's kind of thing. Like, I make time to watch stuff like the shows that I really, really enjoy. Like, I really enjoy The Orville. And then most of the other TV I watch with my other half, so it's stuff that both of us like. So we watch a lot of cooking shows and things like that. I have not finished Babylon 5 as yet, Eisen, but I did enjoy it. The parts that I've watched so far. But yeah, a lot of the time when I'm on my own, when I would watch something that I just want to watch, I'm streaming, I'm editing, I'm recording. I'm really bad at seeing, like, when I have time free to myself, I tend to either try and use that time to find new games to play, or I want to relax by playing games. I don't tend to watch TV. I've never been someone to watch a lot of TV anyway. Well, that's obnoxious. Guess we won't be going through that. I prefer to watch stuff with my other half when we're watching stuff, because then we have something shared to talk about. So I don't tend to watch something while she's watching something else. Alright, there are a few bookshelves around the bank, I think. Let's go hunt them down and see if I can get any skill books. Ugh. I'm not liking the number of businessmen in this place. Maybe jerks. I might go dump this stuff outside. Okay. As of the end of March, streaming did become my primary job. Ooh. Lever action rifle schematic. Prior to that, my healthcare job was still my main job. I'm very, very fortunate to be able to do this as my main job. Well, I should say content creation is my main job, not streaming. I do still like making videos. Even though, obviously, the immediacy of a stream does have its appeal that is hard to resist sometimes. Yeah, Freddy, we apparently flew over Herbivore Island in the last stream, which is quite well populated with a few people's bases. At least that's what chat was telling me at the time. Ow. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad that I didn't immediately do the mission here, because by clearing out a lot of these zombies now, I should be able to have a much easier time when I do the proper clearing mission. What? How did that miss? Do the proper clearing mission. I was just thinking about... Ah. Go. Ah. Okay, you bled out. Good. Yeah, so, like, these clear missions, I tend to find that if I've cleared out all the regular spawns first, it's a lot easier to do. Alright. Back to what I was doing, which was trying to find any more bookshelves. And breaking up leather couches, because why not? Getting extra leather is helpful. A little mini bathroom. Nah, I'm a Morg. I wouldn't agree with that. So the difference to me for streaming versus making a video is streaming, you get that immediate feedback, that stuff that you can only get live. So I think, like, if you're comparing it to the music industry, streaming would be having a live performance, and video would be, well, making an album. Ideally, you should try and do both. But one of those things is going to give you the immediate high from getting immediate feedback, and one of them is not. But both should be... Ah! But both have their benefits. Do I still need hinges? Not strictly. I won't say no to hinges, but I don't strictly need them. It's quite easy to get a little bit stuck on streaming when you could be making videos instead. And I'm still in the early stages of figuring out my best balance for that. I like doing both. I like that the way that I stream gives me the ability to play lots of different games, which I find much more difficult to incorporate into my videos. Oh yeah. This is what I want. Schematics. No, I don't want that rubbish. But yeah, it's always a balance. Oh, mining tools, 2 points. Yeah. I will learn Gravedigger mod. Oh, missed. Bank with a pharmacy. Someone's like hill shelf, I guess. I don't know. This bank's a bit odd. Oh yeah, Tricoris, that's our plan with farming sim. Did loot that one. Wait, how do I get up there? Oh, that's the stairs on the other side. Ah. Now this is the type of vending machine that everyone says I should break down for steel. I think. This is the one that doesn't electrocute me. Gave me 1 steel. Not very lucrative for that, but nevertheless, it did give me steel. More bookshelves, more corpses for the bones and the glues, which I still need heaps of. I picked up those extra steel earlier. I only got 1 from the thing, so. Oh, how convenient. Let's eat that and that. And see if I get some good water from this. Which I did. Alright, I think this will be enough looting before going back and doing the actual quest. And at least gives me a bit of a more recent memory of the layout of this place. Because I have looted Jack's bank before. Just it's been a long while. These are all medicine cabinet, there we go. Might get some vitamins. Nope. What about the other bathroom? Medical supplies. Come on, give me vitamins. Much disappointing. What time is it? 10:30. Oh, I'm still okay. I could try and loot some of these cabinets because these cabinets sometimes do have duct tape and stuff in them. But meh. Let's go and do another mission. Yep, there we go. There's the bots. So I'm not sure the strict thing is working. It does say experimental on it when I click on it in the studio thing. I'll say I haven't gotten any DMs or any messages saying that it's broken something for people watching, so I'll leave it for now. Alrighty. I could collect so much leather from this place, but I'm just not going to. Put all the stuff away. Alright. Here we go. Mission activated. Do my best not to loot anything as I go around killing all the zombies. Oh, I do have the radar on this one. Must resist loot. See you on the ground there, zombie. I want to get a clearer shot on your head, but I don't think I'm going to get one. It's not going to matter. Huh? Oh, jeez. Missed that one almost. My plan is to loot after I clear the zombies out, after I've completed the mission. Oh, I woke one up. Yeah. 7 Days to Die does have satisfying loot. It does achieve that. Oh, barrel. Goodbye. Yeah, the zombies in this, so the ones that I find around points of interest like this bank, those will get alerted by noise. So stuff like this on the ground, the little bits of garbage that you see lying around on the ground, if I walk across that, that'll make a noise that will wake up the zombies. There's also a heat system, which is sort of like a heat map that you can imagine that gets made more and more intense the more intensely active you are in an area. And that heat map will attract the screamer type zombies that can call in friends. Okay, that's everything up here. No, that's fine, Freddy. It's all good. Back upstairs. Oh, I think I just woke someone up. And the reason I think rather correctly I use the term wake up the zombies in here, they are called sleeper zombies. These ones. Alright, there we go. This should be the last two. The nice thing about this, I'm getting heaps of crossbow kills with minimal bolts. Oh, we got one more downstairs, I think. I reckon that's going to be the cop. Nope, it's a dog. There we go. So the heat map can be increased in intensity by doing things like jumping or operating a forge or all sorts of things like that. Having torches, having candles increases the heat map, each with their own particular amount, and that heat map causes spawns of the screamer zombies, as I said. Ooh, that I think is a bow book. That is awesome. Then turn my light back on now. Which is why I tend to avoid leaving torches on my base, because I know that it attracts more zombies. Apparently, the way it's meant to work is... Ooh. Double automatic weapons points books. Okay. That's... Sure, I'll take it. Why not? Looks to be all I get from up here. Yeah, now I can properly clear this place out because I've cleared out all the zombies. Shelves, good. Let's get some more bones. Yes, eat those tasty, tasty books. All that delicious knowledge. Alright, what was the other book I got? Successful sneak attacks with arrows have 20% greater chance of knocking down the target. Ooh, that's quite nice. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, 4 easy levels of a skill that I'm not likely to get levels in particularly quickly. Because obviously you have to use the automatic rifle to get those levels. Delicious knowledge. Ah, a crucible schematic. How useless for me, because I already know how to make them. know whether I really get more stuff from using an axe or using a knife on the corpses. This has been pretty lucrative, though. I've gotten a decent number of skill books out of this place, so I'm pretty happy about that. And an okay-ish number of bones today for the glue. So I'm still desperate for that stuff. And I think it remains that way for a very long time. Because I don't really know of any other ways to get glue other than bones. So until I've got some way of farming bone. Speaking of farming, last stream I was talking about how I wanted to put more points into, you know, general stuff like getting myself more stamina, more that sort of thing. I want to put some points into farming because I kind of want to do some farming. Because it'd be really nice to have a steady supply of food. But equally, it feels like that's the sort of stuff I could possibly wait to find schematics of. Because I'm not in a huge hurry for it. So I wasn't sure which way to go for that. Oh, I'm very encumbered. Let's go outside before I encumber myself any more. Yeah, the reason I was thinking about that is that I'm 3/4 of the way to another skill point, and I've already got one hanging around that I'm trying to think how to use. Yeah, I'm gonna wear purple nerdy glasses. Oh, I have filled up both boxes. Read that though. Sure, let's read that. Those are the only two I haven't read. Okay. Well, the working stiff tools truck give me something good. Hammer. A couple of iron armor repair kits aren't bad, but I'm not planning on using iron armor. Could have been better. Yeah, I should ditch the signs. Ah, useless. I think I got steel when I broke this down last time. I think I got like 10. I figure it's worth doing. Even though I haven't been breaking down that many vehicles. Because of how easy it is to become over-encumbered with doing it. I did not get any steel this time. Where did I get that steel from then? I don't know. Did get a battery though. Alright, what am I going to sell to the trader? Let's start with that. What might she buy? She might buy those padded gloves. She might buy the BDU bottoms. Let's put those away. She might buy that. Probably buy those nerdy glasses once I grab them. But people always tell me to take the dyes out so I can scrap the dyes to get paint. Crucible schematic. She'll buy. That's most of what I want to sell, I think, in there. This one. Ditch that. Ditch that. Ditch that. Ditch that. Ditch that. She might buy that. She might buy those. Ooh, BDU top. Is that better than what I've got? Not as good cold resist, but much better heat resist. I'll still sell it. Sell those, sell those, sell those. See if she'll buy the claw hammer. So I've got so many of those. I don't need more. That looks to be most of what I'm happy to sell. I might even sell these iron armor repair kits, actually. Because if I get enough glue, I'm going to be able to make myself some leather armor, and that's going to be my preferred armor type. In fact, I've got several hammers at home. I'm going to bring that one too. See if she'll buy both of them. Don't think she buys paintbrushes, but maybe she will. Alright. Let's go to the trader and turn in our mission, and then we can come back here and... Oh, mark it. Mark the dump pile. I've got the crucible schematic, don't I? Why do I keep doing that? Yeah, I did. Thank you for the reminder to mark it. Maybe I could do another... We'll see what rewards she offers for this. And we'll see what other level 2 missions there are. If there's a fetch level 2, I might try and sneak in another one of them before the end of the in-game day. If not, maybe I'll do another level 1 mission, because I can usually knock them out pretty quickly. Get some more quest rewards. Especially now that I get 2 of each. 2 each time, I should say.
The name's Jenny, but you can call me... Wow, I didn't think you had it in you.
Okay,
Good job.
what's she offering me? A helmet light mod? Yep, I'll take that. And what's worth the most money of the other stuff? 287, 125, 231. So maybe I'll take the iron helmet and then sell it straight back to her. I actually might use the iron helmet for now. Maybe I'll keep those repair kits for a little bit.
I hope you get feeling better.
Because that's a pretty decent quality one, and I can do this. Stamina per second minus 0.9, mobility minus 6%, noise increase plus 20%, but everything else is a fair bit better. Do you have any jobs? Oh, tier 3s. Ugh. Previous tier. Fetch. Let's do it.
I've got a bit of a problem. Oh, I would kiss you, but, you know, apocalypse hygiene and all.
Yeah, the new city layouts they've added are awesome. They're really well done. There's a lot of interest to exploring the towns. Yeah, I'm totally not ready for doing a tier 3 quest, I feel. Alrighty. Up. Why do I think I'm going up in the silo? Are you a corpse or a living corpse? You're missing a leg, so I think you're a corpse. Yes. Does one get up there? Where is the ladder? Over there. Okay. Huh? That looks like a door, but it isn't. That thunder in this game... Oh, what? Is somewhat off-putting. Given that it's normally associated with the Horde Knight. Wait, where is this thing? No. Where is this thing? Ow! Is it in one of the grain silos? Going up a big metal tower in lightning. Yeah, possibly not the smartest thing to do. No. Ow, 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 ow. Oof. There it is. Oh, I reckon those block rewards I got, they were just because of whatchamacallit. Oh, what? 3? They were because I finished the tier 2 quest. That wasn't just a regular tier 2 quest reward, was it? So I'm not likely to get any more of those. That was disappointing. Well, I mean, I could loot more of this, or I could turn in this mission and try and pick off another quick one. And I'm going to do that, because this place seems to have a lot of metal things, and my pickaxe does not have a lot of durability remaining. Should also probably before it gets too late, start shuffling some of that junk from my loot pile back to base. Oh wow, that is a look. That is quite the look.
So, what? I knew you had it in you. Good work.
Oh yeah, I'll take those, and I'll take Molotovs. I definitely want the first aid kit. I don't care about iron knuckles. I could take the wrench. I don't remember what wrenches require to be made. I think it was just iron, so that's not that worth it. I'm always torn between the things that I don't make much of, like Molotovs, and what gives me the best sell price of the stuff I want to collect. We'll take the Molotovs. Something more fun. Do you have any jobs? Fetch. Previous tier. Fetch. Yeah, let's do it.
I would love to give you. If you finish 2 more jobs this week, I will give you Employee of the Month.
It's actually a good point, just before I forget. Is she carrying any glue? Or duct tape? Glue. Duct. Nope.
You know, a few things turned up missing the other day. You don't know anything about.
That is an awkwardly placed nest. I don't have the stew recipes yet, so there's not much value in checking for ingredients that I can't use for anything. Maybe that's what I should be putting my point into. Getting more recipes unlocked, more cooking recipes. Because making better foods, particularly some that I could carry a stack of on me, so I can eat at times like this and carry a stack of water on me, would be nice. Does this have anything in it, this pile here? No. Oh, that rain outside is so heavy and so constant. Isn't this the Tudor house? Where's the mission entry point? Ah. Missed. Oh. Ow. Upstairs we go. Hope my axe lasts. Eep. Okay, downstairs we go. Forgot about that. Are there any food and drink down here that I can eat now? Yes. Yes, that will help. That won't. Come on, give me something drinkable. Beer. Do I want to drink the beer? It does not give me any hydration. At least I dealt with the hunger for a bit. It's just thirst that I'm dealing with. No, Shadow. No, Shadar, it didn't. Though some way the bots get around the hide user on this channel thing. Even though the names seem identical. Because it's not a timeout that I give them, it's a permanent ban. Permanent ban doesn't work. Hey, Dragnon. You used to get water from the barrels. I don't know how... Like, they weren't lootable barrels. Like, I don't know what I would break them with to get anything from them. Of a liquid nature. Come on. I feel like I'm doing really well progressing through this place right now. All things considered. Oh, I missed. That's not good. What the? Outside? Why is it in that other room? Dang it. Does the wrench work on the window? Kinda. Yeah, this sort of works. Oh, there are a lot of zombies out there. Uses a lot of stamina, but this still works the quickest. Ow! Oh no. How is you? Maybe... Dragnon, maybe you'll have to enable it on your end somewhere. But thank you very, very much. Let me get my satchel. There we go. Ah! Uh-oh. Goodbye, everybody. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Sadly, I don't see my button anywhere. Yeah. The button Dragnon's talking about is that's supposedly on YouTube now. There is the possibility of giving gift subs or gift memberships. I thought I'd enabled it for both this channel and Splitsy, but maybe it was only one of them. I'll have to check. But apparently to be able to receive a gift sub, you have to enable the ability to receive one in presumably somewhere around the settings where you enabled to receive notifications and the like. I should probably look into it more specifically than that so that I can give people guidance on that, but I'm not 100% sure. Thanks for the membership.
Hello,
as well,
good
Dragon.
job.
You're
I knew you could do it.
You're a member on everything now. Ooh, vitamins. I will take this level 479 pistol. Now, do I take the vitamins that I seem to be lacking the ability to get and probably won't need much? Do I take a low-level iron pickaxe? I think I take the vitamins. Yeah, vitamins. Let's do it. I don't have much time, so I gotta be quick. May I see your inventory? Do I have anything here I want to sell? No. I do want to switch that pistol out for that one, though.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
came all this way. What a waste.
It's my best gun now. Ah! Tragdon! Dang it! You have to be a member to gift members. Right. Thank you, Dragnon, very much for giving a gift membership to Nikola Tesla, Frederick Law, Edberto Jr., and Luxor Van. And for you being a member and all your ridiculous generosity over the last several years. In fact, everyone who's a member, Patreon, all those things, thank you very much for letting me do this as a job. Hopefully I make it worth your while. Oh hey, the gifted members have their own special symbol. I think. Or is that the new generic symbol for members? I thought I put Steve's on this one. No, I didn't. Dragnon, seriously, thanks to people like you, this is my real job now. I haven't actually worked at the hospital since March. Like, with the donations, the giant donations that you, Moist Robot, and other crazy people have given me, this is actually my job. Oh, green dude! No, don't do a wheelie on the curb. No, no, no. No, get out of the way, pipe. Ah! Okay, mini bikes are really bad at getting over the curb. Oh, it's still there. Don't want to lead it towards my bank hoard, my bank loot pile. Loot hoard pile. You know what I mean. Dragon hoard. Still following? Oh yeah, he's still following. He's fighting a car? Is he gonna blow up that car? No, he's jumped over the car. Is he gonna jump over the too high fence? I want to see if I can kite it out of the town before I leave it. Come on, big fella. What? Okay, I'm glad I was watching that, because that definitely just fell through the world. Huh. Yeah, Dragnon. The Lego thing's coming together nicely. I'm possibly thinking the Thursday morning time slot is the one for Lego. Because I've almost done everything I wanted to achieve for Stationeers, so I think that time slot could work nicely. Grab all the food-related stuffs and other things that I want. Yep. This one. I missed the bones. So glad the mini bike has more storage than it did for a long while. That'll do. Let's go. Homeward bound. Yeah, TFE, I hope I feel that silly when I do some of the Lego streams, because the end of that mucking about setup was quite fun. I was playing around with lighting and was doing creepy things after I turned off my main studio lights. These are empty, right? And yeah, it was a fun bit of frivolous silliness. I'm looking forward to the Lego things. And looking forward to trying to use that space for tabletop games as well. Playing some stuff with Capac and the like. And with Jackson playing the Lego tabletop mobile frame zero stuff. Should be good fun. Unintentional creepy Halloween Lego build lighting set. Little bit. Creepy and goofy in equal portions, I think. Although TFE might dispute that, since he was there for it. I want to build the Lego grand piano I've got. So I reckon there are going to be some cool techniques in how that's put together that will be interesting to learn. I'm going to need to go mine some more oil shale at some point soon. 1-to-1 scale Lego grand piano. No. How am I with non-Lego model building? I was pretty decent at doing that stuff as a kid. I I built lots of train set models and the like. That was a thing that I did a lot as a kid. That and Lego and, yeah, any sort of miniature building thing that I could afford, I did. Hey, thank you so much, Nicola. Thank you for another 5 gift subs. Memberships. You managed to hit Eisen with it too. Thank you very kindly. I'm not going to bother using my vitamins to get rid of the last 9 minutes of this. I'm saving them for when I next get hit by one of those horrible things. Take food, beverage, and load up the bike with full of oil shell. I mean, maybe. I can't tell if things are getting broken or if I'm hearing stuff outside right now. Ah, that's a nice thing. Hopefully, hopefully they expand the payment methods to not be credit card only for super chats too. Seems silly that they didn't enable it with PayPal and the like to begin with. Likely outside shenanigans with that. Yeah, possibly. It's a pretty good loot haul today. Got plenty of food. Got lots of bones. Let's offload everything I can. Horde Night will be day 28. Every 7 days. Huh. Do I have 2 stacks of bones? Do I put in... I swear I had a stack of 99 bones. Where have they gone? I grabbed everything from the bike. And I didn't leave the bones behind, did I? No, what happened to my bones? I've been putting... I swear I've got 2 stacks of bones. I'm gonna stack somewhere else. Here we are. There they are. If Charlie could, she would. Eat them, that is. Oh, that's going to be a decent amount of glue. More vehicle parts. More ammunitions. More monies. I've got lots of monies now. I've got 8,500. The recog where I can sell it. Thanks, Will. Thanks for the membership. I'm a star now. Not sure if a monster or a disaster. Oh dear. Yes, tomorrow I stream all day again, as I will do today. Because after this stream, I am going over to Twitch to do some more streaming with Capac and with TFE, so we can play some Dune. Not cooperative. Right, I'm actually going to be playing a game against people and Capac. So I'm not sure. I'm hoping it goes well. I'm hesitant to be... Yeah, I hope it goes well. Because I think it could be really fun. And I think it's a game that even I could find fun in PvP. Because it feels like it feels like a board game. And for me, like, I've played loads and loads of board games in a competitive fashion because there aren't that many co-op board games out there. So I think I can find it fun, but we'll have to wait and find out how well that actually works for me. Alright, I think that's all the loot put away. Sweet. So tomorrow usually starts with something solo in the morning. What did I do last week? The modding stream. Starts with that, and then we move on to SnowRunner once Wasted and Capac are around. And TFE appears to have sent me something on Discord that might do something for the YouTube spammers. Well, I will have to try it next time. / when I have time to look into the thing. Nah. So yes, many streams at the start of the week for me, and then I tend to have fewer at the end of the week. Monday and Tuesdays are my big days. Although Monday and Tuesday for me, that's not necessarily Monday and Tuesday for people in other parts of the world. So I have almost got enough points for 2 skill points. Are there any zombies around here? Hello, zombies. Ooh. You know what? Let's go do some mining, because I am super close to being able to make iron mining tools of my own. At the beach on vacation and still finding time to watch this. Well, hopefully you're enjoying the beach and it's not the kind of weather that I'm dealing with at home right now. Oh wait, I should eat and drink if I'm going to come down here and do this. I'm almost at level 33. If I can get to level 33, I'll have 2 skill points, and if I can get a bit of more mining skill, I can actually build good mining tools, which would be really useful. Oh yeah, why am I carrying yucca juice in my third... Oh, that's where my axe was. Let's drink that. Then we can drink this. And that'll do for the moment. Then we can go and eat a whole bunch of junk. Eat them all! It's irritatingly sunny right now, reflects right off the windowsill next to my desk. At least you got a window next to your desk, Roz. It is amusing watching you send through random photos from your desk while you're at work on Discord. I always have a little bit of a chuckle when you send those through. That's a good temperature. Me personally, I like that temperature as a I'm on holidays temperature. Nice and hot. Get around in shorts and a t-shirt. Don't have to wear anything on my feet. No longer drained. This is good. Charlie's breathing really heavily. Oh, no. Now she's doing little sleep yips. She was breathing really heavily, and I wasn't sure if it was the creepy in-game sound. And it took me a moment to realize it was actually her. I don't know if you guys can hear the yips through the microphone, though. If I talk over it, maybe it'll come through. AC in the shed hasn't made any progress as yet, but it is something I really need to work on before it gets to... Yeah, it's moving up my to-do list. I wanted to focus on the Lego stuff and then spend more time. Then the shed stuff. There's a couple of things I need to do to get the shed checked out before I get that done, though. But it is something I am absolutely going to put every effort into managing before summer comes around. Because I need to look after my PC components and not let this place get up to 35 degrees inside again. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Oh well, Graz got it right anyway. Thanks, Graz. So nice. At that level meter. It's so close. I've found that I can tolerate how cold it gets in here during winter. That's not such a big deal. Because I've just put a blanket over my legs like an elderly person in a hospital. But yeah, the heat is not great for my PC. PCs. Yeah, Gruz, I did see the thing that TFE posted. I am interested in looking into that. Anything to better deal with these spammers would be really nice, because they're getting really offensive now. There we go, level up. Okay, so... skills to spend my points on. I reckon I can probably spend both of them. I kind of want to spend points on getting Grandma, which unfortunately will mean, unless I've got some clothing item that increases my strength, it'll mean that I'll have to spend both of the points on increasing strength. And then finally be able to spend a point on Master Chef so I can make steak, potatoes, stews, etc. Because I can't... Oh, bacon and eggs! That was the thing I can make. Because I can't really make a lot of other fancy stuff, but that was the thing I can do now. White meat. Sliced white meat. Fried bacon. How do I make bacon? Fried bacon. Sliced white meat. Yeah. Oh, knew there was something going on. So I'm thinking that's the way to go to get my skills up so that I can make the stews and stuff. Yeah, once the Whoa, okay, that makes a lot of sliced meat. Like, huge amounts. Probably didn't need to slice it all up. Yeah, once my PCs have been on for a few hours, the temperature in the room, especially with Charlie in here with me most of the day too, the temperature in the shed does tend to warm up, but it does take a few hours. Yeah, I can't get the, so I can't get the next level in MasterChef without increasing strength, because the next level of MasterChef requires strength level 3. Living off the land, I can't get the next level up until I get Fortitude level 5, which again is 2 more points. So it's, do I spend points on Fortitude? Or do I spend more points on Strength right now? Because I'm going to have to spend 2 points on it, on one of them regardless. Arguably, yeah, I could do some sort of closed loop solar panel heating thing, Dragnon. I wonder if Capac's shop sells that stuff. Maybe I should look into that. Just give me 1 sec. I need to quickly take a bio break. I'll be back in a moment. Thanks, Graz. Sliced white meat. Fried bacon. Takes a few steps to make this. Oh god, it's the deceased Capac clones. Yeah. Speaking of Capac, he's now online. I need a bowl. Have I got bowls? Which means... where do I put the bowls? Oh, empty. Oh, I have to make fried eggs. Oh, wow. Okay, bacon and eggs takes heaps of work. How do I fry an egg? I have to make butter. Wow, really? Okay. I just want to make some eggs. Have a butter. Let's make a fried egg as well. Let's cancel those. I want to see if I can make some fried egg. I want some bacon and eggs. I want to see how good a meal that is. It takes a lot of work, so I'm imagining it's got to be something pretty good. Yeesh. Bacon and eggs. Cook. Does feel a bit of an excessive amount of pre-crafting for bacon and eggs. You should just be able to use the animal fat straight away, because sometimes that's the best way to cook bacon and eggs, because then the egg gets all cooked in the bacon fat. Another oil. Alright, what does this give me? 24 food, 14 health, 8 stamina bonus. 24 food. Compared to the 18 food I get for an omelette. 18? It's a lot more health bonus and a little bit more food, but it uses up more food. But then omelettes, I do run out of eggs. I'm actually not sure which of those is going to be better. But I think that's possibly going to be a good point to wrap things up for today. And I can do some more crafting while I wait for the morning to come. And then next week when I come back, I can do hopefully some more building. Right now, though, come and join Capac, myself, and TFE over on Twitch.
Yeah, me.
What was that, Capac?
Me. Come join me on Twitch.
Yes, all three of us are going to be on Twitch, except only on mine and Capac's channels, because TFE is not going to be streaming. Come join us over on Twitch, where we're going to be streaming some Dune Spice Wars. In my case, sponsored by Daredrop, so we're going to do some mucking around with that side of things too. Come join us there right now. So that's all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you then. Yes, jumping to Twitch. Jump to Twitch.
Jump.
I will start my stream there in a moment. I can't stream it both simultaneously. See you soon.
You can. As long as you're not simultaneously streaming the same thing.